Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of this Arsenal career mode. If we take a look at the league table, we are at the start of a new month with 14 games in, currently sat in 9th place. It's not ideal, we want to be catching up with this sort of 4, and hopefully with 4 big games today we can try and do that. 3 Premier League games and 1 in the Europa League, the final Europa League game. To start off, we play against Brighton. We have Mustafi and David Luiz playing at the back, Saka as well. Xhaka comes in, we're sticking to that 4-2-2. Lacazette and Martinelli starting up top for this one, with Ozil and Lamar in behind, so hopefully they can make a difference. Maitland-Niles gets a start as well. As for Brighton, they started with Matt Ryan. Luke Ayling is a new signing of theirs. Lewis Dunk playing at left back, that's somewhere to definitely get down the line with. Adel Taarabt is a good signing. Who remembers him? A quality little player. Not really too sure what happened to him, but we'll never forget him. He was a good little talent. But the first chance falls to Arsenal in 29 minutes in. Not much happened, but a close call there as Brighton just about clear off the line. But again, it's us coming forward. Literally nothing really happened in this game, except these couple of attacks and a good turn by Martinelli and a fantastic finish. He's not fazed by the big stage, and it makes it 1-0. We need wins in the Premier League. We need to get points on the door, and that's exactly what we're doing if we score goals like that and continue to play like this. Gabriel Martinelli, who I brought in just due to fitness really, with Aubameyang playing so recently. He does really well though here, chops inside beautifully and a lovely little finish into the far corner, and I believe that's his first goal in the Premier League, so he'll be happy with that one, and he'll be happy to be underway and hopefully fired for the rest of the season. Brighton then came forward just before half time, Palacios putting a cross which Leno punched away, and that's pretty much all Brighton had to say in the first half, and at half time we do go in winning 1-0. So as of right now, team talk quite calm, quite relaxed. Let's go out there and kill this game off, because there's always a worry being 1-0 up. Again, Brighton came out quite positively, but not really any clear-cut chances. We had a chance of our own here. Lacazette with a good spin, looking to get away from his man. Cuts inside again, does really well. A good save from Matt Ryan. It was always a tight angle. Now we're going to bring off Thomas Lemar and Mesut Ozil. I don't really feel like they offered us a lot. And bring on the young boys, Joseph Willock and Reiss Nelson, who always seem to offer something. Let's see if they can do that here. Martinelli here, a lovely little dink into Reiss Nelson, the substitute, who picks out Joseph Willock, and the substitutes link up, and Arsenal go 2-0 up through the young man Joseph Willock, who keeps going from strength to strength. He's had a really good season, so has Reiss Nelson, so has a lot of the youth talent here, and I'm really impressed that the youth talent can, keep up with the main stars and keep fighting for their positions, because at the minute they are, and there's no reason for me to go out into the transfer market and look at backups and things like that when we have such a good youth core here, and we have a couple of players in the youth academy as well that we're looking at, in the under-18s and under-23s. That we're looking at bringing up, and I'm sure we'll get round to them eventually. But that's the game. We get big 3 points at home. We always expected to beat Brighton. We had to rely on the young lads, and that is exactly what we did to get those 3 points. Up next, West Ham at the London Stadium. Not far of a trip, but always a tough game to play against West Ham. Angelo Ogbonna is a Diop, good defensively. Noble and Wilshere, quite a balanced side. Jared Bowen is going to cause us some issues, I'm sure, and Seb Haller always seems to find himself in the back of the nets one way or another. As for our side, we went with Bernd Leno in goal yet again. Of course, he's our starter. We went with the back line of Bellerin, Chambers, David Luiz and Saka. Saka did impress against Brighton, so why not keep him in? Guendouzi comes in for Xhaka. Pepe comes back into the side, and he's been fantastic recently. Martinelli keeps his place in up top alongside captain Aubameyang. As for the start of the game, Aubameyang lays it into Lamar from a free kick, which we take quickly. Aubameyang again looking to link up with Lamar. Lovely little 1-2 passage of play. Lamar through on goal. Good save to deny him. Martinelli now takes a shot, and a good save again from Fabianski, former Arsenal man himself. But then we concede. We concede to West Ham in the 13th minute. It's early on to concede. It's not good. The defence was just slow. I don't know whether it's a fatigue thing or what. Saka was dragged. David Luiz or Callum Chambers couldn't get there. And of course, Leno's not doing anything about that. And what did I say about Seb Haller? Always manages to find himself in the back of the net one way or another, as David Moyes claps on his boys. But we need to bounce back from this. We really need 3 points from every game we play. West Ham are just above us as well, so this was pretty much a must-win game. Guendouzi picks it up, lays it back to Lamar, but a good block. And we come forward again. Guendouzi, lovely turn by Martinelli, who lays it across for Pepe. And it's that man again. He has been on fire recently. Going from strength to strength, Pepe is. He's been absolutely fantastic as of recent, and he scores again here today. to get us back level. A really important goal, just hits it as hard as it can, no chance for the goalkeeper who's scrambling across to get there. As you can see, I'm happy to be back in the game, but we need to push on. We need 3 points. We need to leapfrog West Ham if we're going to have any chance of getting that Champions League spot this season. We're quite a bit off it. We really need to start playing catch up. But at half time we're going at 1-0, another half to try and turn things around and get those 3 points. As for the second half, we decided to make a substitution not far in. Martinelli just really wasn't impressing, so we thought we'd bring on someone a bit more proven in Alexander Lacazette to hope that he can get us a goal or something like that. A ball in though, in the 80th minute, literally nothing happened until then. Seb Haller misses. Sabitzer through here, can he get a winning goal? We've been good at getting late last minute goals at the moment. Aubameyang into Guendouzi, whose shot was blocked and cleared away, and that was it. Literally nothing happened in that second half, and we end up drawing 1-1 against West Ham, which is not ideal going into the next few games. Moving on, we have Standard Liège away from home. It's the last Europa League game of the Europa League group stage of this season, and we went for a completely different side. We've already qualified top of the table, so I just changed it up completely. A lot of youth talent who I've never even touched before, and they actually did surprisingly well. Early on, Zach Medley nicks it. He's very promising, plays it through to Eddie Nketiah, who's already proven himself this season to be a goal threat, and he makes it 1-0, and we strike first in this game in 15 minutes. I think Standard Liège were already out as well. I think Frankfurt had already qualified with us, but despite that, we went for a rotational side. A lot of youth. You won't recognise a lot of these faces. We haven't even touched them all season. But Eddie Nketiah is one that we have, and he proves himself yet again, going through on goal and finishing that one. And as you can see, more than happy. We want these youth players to develop. We want them to do well, and they're doing exactly that today. And a lot of them do very well as this game progresses. It's his 4th goal in the Europa League. That's massive for someone like Eddie Nketiah. Balogun into Eddie Nketiah, who's through again. Surely a second for Eddie. Oh no, he's selfless. Lays it off to Balogun, who gets his first goal for Arsenal this season. We've given him an opportunity to come in, as we have with all the rest of the players, and he's taken it, in fairness to him. He's done well there. He's bagged himself a goal. There's a lot of Eddie Nketiah's work, in fairness to him, but he does manage to finish it regardless. Eddie Nketiah could have definitely taken that by himself, but he was selfless. He wants his teammates to do well, and you know, to me that's more important than bagging all the goals. I think it's important to have someone, especially at that age, passing it off like that. That shows a lot of quality from Eddie Nketiah. And as we go in at the break, we're 2-0 up. No complaints. Literally nothing happened other than the goals. And let's just keep it that way. They came out a lot stronger in the second half as they came forward here, looking to get back into this game, get some pride. Might be their last time in the Europa League for a little while. But they miss that header there. And they come forward again through Avenatti, who the commentators were saying about just before the half. That he wasn't impressing, but I guess that's commentator's curse as he bags himself a goal back in this game, and things were a little bit worrying now because we'd stepped off the gas a bit. I don't know if these youth players weren't really ready for the intensity of first 11 football, but we'll see how they continue. There's still a little bit of time left in this game. As long as they can shut it down at the back, we should be okay. We're left quite open there by a lot of the defenders there. We do make a couple of subs, so we bring on Reece Nelson and Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney in an advanced position, Joe Willock as well coming on just to freshen things up a bit. Reece Nelson does really well coming off the bench, looking to get himself on the score sheet, and a good save to deny him from that resulting corner. They will play it in, and a good header just wide, so that injection really made a difference. Rob Holding getting his first start of the season after some injury issues. But Kieran Tierney in that advanced position does really well. That's a perfect cross, and look who it is again. It's Balogun. Balogun, remember the name, or maybe not, maybe it's a Federico Makeda moment where he never played for us again, but he manages to bag 2 goals in the Europa League. That's massive for him, but fantastic from Tierney, who's just come on, inch perfect cross. He manages to squeeze between 2 players, just bundle it over the line with his head, so he'll be happy with that one. And a moment to remember for Folarin Balogun on his debut here at Arsenal, under my management at least anyway. And that's how the game ended. That's our last group stage game of the Europa League, and it's on to the knockout stages now. We were already qualified, but a good win and a lot of promise from our youth players. Now this was the biggest game, and we've saved the best for last. Manchester City at home. If we don't win this, I would say top 4's out of the question. We're playing that back line that we've sort of stuck with recently, bringing Ceballos and Guendouzi, Pepe and Lamar, who's in on fire at the minute, Pepe, and we trust Lacazette and Aubameyang at the top. We really need a win today. We need 3 points. It has to happen for us against a side like Man City. They play Bravo in goal. The back line is completely new other than Laporte. With De Bruyne, Rodri and Modric come in, that's a very good midfield. And João Cancelo at left wing, that was a really odd one for me. They had Sane, Jesus on the bench, but they stuck with Cancelo for whatever reason. And let's try and take advantage of that. But early on, Bellerin into Lacazette, we're looking to really give it to them straight away. And we're through again here, through Aubameyang. Can he get away? It's really good pace from Corona to keep up. Aubameyang does get a shot off, but it's well saved by Bravo. Keep City in this one, and as you can see, it's all Arsenal. We really want this. We really need this. Good run in from Lamar, great ball in, and Lacazette finishes. Get in. Lacazette, who's been a very inconsistent so far this season. He has got goals here, he has got goals there, but he has also missed a lot of chances and also just not been involved in a lot of games. Just due to his inconsistency, but he makes it 1-0 early on, and that's a huge goal. Pepe then doing his best. He's been excellent recently, and he continues to do that today. A cross from that resulting corner, and Pablo Mari just misses it. All us right now. A ball in though for City, and it's bouncing around as Sterling. That is what class gets you. Raheem Sterling, an incredible individual, and that is incredible skill from Raheem Sterling, who makes it 1-0 to City. And now we have to be careful not to let the floodgates open, let our heads go. It's a good ball in from Modric, of course. You expect that from him. Raheem Sterling somehow hooks his left foot around that. It's a fantastic volley. He's got 7 goals this season. I'm sure he's going to go on to get a lot more, but hopefully not in this game, as we nick it here just before the end of the half with Lacazette, who shrugs off his man, lays it into Aubameyang, who has to do better with that. Couldn't adjust his feet. And at half time we're going 1-1, but really we've been much the better side, and we need to get these 3 points. I can't stress enough how important today's game is if we can get it. And Lacazette plays through Pepe, who's in such good form at the minute. Surely he's not going to miss this. Pepe, he's done it. Nicola Pepe, I've mentioned it so many times that he's been playing so well recently. In fact, in the last 7 games, he's had man of the match 3 times, which is very impressive. He has really stepped it up as the season's progressed, and I was a bit disappointed with him at the start. I think this formation has certainly helped not only the team, but more specifically Pepe, because he's really been able to get involved and get amongst the goals, and the confidence has been oozing ever since. And we find ourselves 2-1 up against Manchester City. Please just hold on to this. 3 points today, and I feel like we have a big chance of progressing into the Champions League spaces. We do take off Aubameyang and Lamar. They didn't really offer too much. Obviously Lamar got the assist, but other than that, not too much. He was looking a bit tired. Sabitzer and Martinelli come on, who have proven themselves quite recently to get goals. Lacazette coming forward, he's had a great game. He cuts inside of Laporte, a good save to deny him. And they come forward again. We really need to hold on. 5 minutes left. David Silva into the hands of a grateful Leno, and as they kick it forward, that is going to be full time. We win 2-1. Get in. That is a massive win. I'd say that's the biggest win of our season so far, and it really is more of a turning point. We've been unbeaten in December as it stands, and we hope to continue that as this month goes on. We have 4 more games to play, and if we can manage to at least win, I'd say 2 out of 3 of the Premier League games left in this month, then we've got a really good chance of progressing into that Champions League spot. And we win 2-1 against Manchester City, and what a way to cap off this episode, and hopefully we can continue that into the next episode. So I'll see you there.